Hi, welcome to the next episode of VCF Breakroom Chats. I'm Taco Inishi, Product Marketing Engineer at Broadcom, and I lead product marketing for VCF Automation, which is a core component of VCF, and it powers the private cloud self-service experience. And in this series, focused on VCF Automation, we're bringing in VMware and industry experts to discuss VCF's cloud infrastructure automation capabilities. And in today's episode, I'm really excited to speak with Raghav Gopalan, product manager at Broadcom. Raghav focuses on cloud services and AI. And today we're going to discuss how VCF 9.0 provides a smarter way to deliver a unified private cloud consumption experience. Raghav, thanks for being with us here today.
Glad to be here, Taka.
So Raghav, VCF 9, it redefines, how we approach private cloud. Specifically, the VCF automation components that's powering that private cloud self-service experience in VCF. If I were to show kind of a architecture diagram here, it enables IT teams to deliver a unified cloud consumption experience to their application teams through that modern cloud interface that exposes cloud services, infrastructure as code, and private AI. And it accomplishes this in a secure private environment, complete with governance and policies, tenant management, content management, orchestration extensibility, and also workload lifecycle management. So Raghav, we introduced a lot of new capabilities, but, what would you say is the top innovation that everyone needs to know about?
Taka, I would say that there are many innovations that have gone into making the private cloud a reality. Just to set the stage and give a little bit of background, in the past, our customers had to deal with various products from VMware. And if I were to use like a Lego analogy, each product from VMware was sort of like a Lego block, which the customer then had to figure out how to put together. With VCF9, the integration among these various VMware products or Lego blocks is very seamless, right? In fact, we have a single product where all the Lego blocks have kind of automatically come together.
Hmm.
But I really think that the top innovation, if you were to ask me for VCF automation, is I would say is the that helps application teams provision virtual machines, Kubernetes clusters, load balancers, networks, and AI services. And these are services that are built in, accessible to users on day zero. They're lit up and ready to be used on day zero. This is also what we refer to as the self-service IaaS. And the self-service IaaS experience is akin to what you would see in the public cloud. We have intuitive UIs and APIs to provision resources through these cloud services. And on the product side, we have a fairly extensible technology framework which can be used to develop, integrate, and launch a myriad of cloud services, which teams at VMware are feverishly working on that are going to come online in the next coming releases.
Awesome. Yeah, this is a real game changer for private cloud. So now that, we can deliver that public cloud-like IaaS experience on-prem, what would you say are the business outcomes that an organization can gain by, leveraging these new cloud services?
Great question, Taka. As everything we do here has to have some kind of a positive impact in terms of business outcomes for our customers. We talked about these built-in cloud services to provision VMs, K8s, volumes, and AI agents, and so on and so forth. What our customers want is they want to be able to enable their teams to innovate and run faster by utilizing these cloud services, right?
Hmm.
But they're also concerned about having effective governance and policy controls that don't slow down the pace of innovation. Of course, we at VMware by Broadcom, we have very strong roots in giving the right set of tools and capabilities to admins to govern usage through quotas and policies and controls, right?
Yep.
With VCF Automation 9, we have now married these two concepts, these governance capabilities with the self-service of cloud resources. So in a sense, I'd like to think of this as a scenario where you can have the cake and eat it too. The IT admins can set the right level of control over usage through policies. And within those governance boundaries, application teams are completely free to use these cloud services on demand without any dependency on the central IT teams.
Yeah, yeah. I think you hit the nail on the head, Raghav. By providing these services in this secure private environment, complete with the governance and guardrails built in, IT teams can empower their application teams to access that infrastructure they need, whenever, wherever,
Mm.
and however they need it, really boosting productivity and user satisfaction, ultimately accelerating that innovation for all kinds of apps, whether they're building, AI, Kubernetes, and VM based.
Yeah.
So now that, we know the value that this brings, can you tell us how do all these capabilities, how do they actually come together to help, give customers that smarter way to deliver that unified cloud consumption experience?
Another great question, Taka. When it comes to the private cloud, it's important to recognize that there are two distinct facets to it, right? On the one side, IT admins need to build the infrastructure out. They need to manage tenancy, and they need to manage quotas, and so on and so forth, which is something the consumers of cloud services are not exposed to in the public cloud, right? This is a very specific to the private cloud. Once the infrastructure is built out, there are consumer or user facing capabilities such as cloud
Mhm.
services for developers and governance capabilities for cloud admins. This is the part we often refer to as consumption services. VCF automation has automated both facets of this equation, build part of the and the consumption part. So the IT admin is exposed to I would say, a comprehensive set of capabilities to build the cloud, to manage the cloud, and the tenant or the end user is exposed to a comprehensive set of capabilities to govern and consume the actual cloud services. So I'd say with these automation capabilities built into VCF 9, you can kind of jumpstart and scale a self-service private cloud. And for end users, everything is built in and lit up on day zero.
Yeah, this is really great, Raghav. So it looks like, VCF automation really has been redesigned to really help our customers to jumpstart and scale that, self-service private cloud. But Raghav, for our newer, VCF customers who, haven't used automation capabilities before and they're still not sure, why should they consider turning on VCF automation?
Many compelling reasons, Taka, but I can think of a couple or three here. Let's go through them. Firstly, the world of modern applications, which we live in, is based on containers and Kubernetes. This is a world that moves especially fast, especially with the onboarding of AI workloads, right? And what VCF automation enables is it gives you the ability to stamp out the necessary infrastructure and runtimes in a very repeatable and predictable manner. Um, and then, secondly, I would say with VCF automation, users can react to changing application or business needs without tearing down and rebuilding the infrastructure. And we enable these through fairly comprehensive set of day two activities with the right level of policy, control, and governance. And then lastly, with VCF Automation 9, it helps the cloud admin kind of become a hero that can deliver this unified cloud consumption experience for their application teams, thereby empowering them with on-demand infrastructure services that they need for their application innovation. So these are three I can think of from the top of my head. Um, I'm sure there are many more, by talking to customers.
Wow, the cloud admin hero, that does have a nice ring to it.
It
Awesome.
does.
I'm I'm sold. All right, thanks, Raghav. And with that, unfortunately, we're coming to a close of this episode. Thanks so much for joining me today, Raghav.
Thank you, Taka. It was great talking to you and talking a little bit more about this truly revolutionary release from VMware by Broadcom.
Yeah, love this conversation. Had a lot of fun speaking with Raghav today. Well, hope you all liked this episode, and please join us for our upcoming episodes. We'll be speaking with our technical marketing managers and discuss each of those capabilities that you saw in the diagram earlier today. All right, this is your host, Taka Winishi, signing off. Have an awesome week and goodbye until next time.